welcome to the What If Ask AI channel. On this channel, we ask multiple AI services what if questions. The what if questions was made back in my childhood when I was asked to put all my questions in a binder because my family was tired of me asking them all the questions I had in mind. Now, later in the future, I'm taking the questions I made from my childhood and asking the AI services the questions and reviewing and judging their responses. I hope you enjoy this channel.
And welcome back to the What If Ask AI channel. And today we were looking at this question. What if there was an alien in your house? As always, I have two example what if questions that have answers to help give the AI services something I'm looking for. And the AI services I'm using today are ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Perplexity, Duck AI, and Typefully. So let's get started by asking ChatGPT this question. What if there was an alien in your house? All right, here's ChatGPT's answer. That would certainly be an extraordinary and unexpected situation. Assuming the alien was peaceful, I'd be very curious about who they were, why they were there, and how communication might be possible. If they seem threatening or dangerous, the priority would be to get to a safe place and contact the appropriate emergency services. Now let's ask Gemini that same question. What if there was an alien in your house? Here's Gemini's answer. Well, that would definitely make for an interesting house guest, and I'd do my best to offer them a cup of tea. Now let's ask Perplexity that same question. What if there was an alien in your house? Here's Perplexity's answer. I would probably be surprised, but I'd stay calm and try to figure out whether it needed help. Now we're going to ask Duck AI that same question. What if there was an alien in your house? All right, here's Duck AI's answer. Well, that would be totally shocking, but I'd stay calm, keep myself safe, and try to understand what it needs instead of panicking. And then here is Typefully. We're going to ask it the same question. What if there was an alien in your house? All right, here's Typefully's answer. Well, that would certainly be quite alarming and disorienting. I'd likely be shocked, cautious, and curious all at once. I'd try to communicate peacefully while ensuring my safety and contacting authorities immediately for help. Okay, I have my ranking for the AI services, and 5 is the worst out of all of them, and then 1 is the best. So for number 5, I put ChatGPT. All these responses are good. At the end of the day, I really wanted to look at which ones really followed kind of like the format of the sample questions I had. One sentence, just a few words, and ChatGPT was the longest. So that's the reason I put it number 5. Good response though. It mentioned something that the other services did not mention was if the alien was peaceful or not. And then if it was dangerous, it basically had both of those scenarios of what it would do based on the status of the alien, right? So, but that's why I put ChatGPT as number 5. And then number 4, I put Typefully. Again, the responses I had really were just one sentence. So this one being 2 sentences. That's the reason I put it as number 4. But I did like how it mentioned that it would be quite alarming and disorienting. So like this first sentence right here, I really did like that right there. And then I also liked how it said it'd be shocked, cautious, and curious all at once. Words can't really, I guess, explain how that experience would feel. So that's why I put Typefully as as number 4. But for number 3, I put Gemini. And I obviously this one and the other ones had 1 sentence responses, so that's why I ranked them higher. I ranked them to the best. And then Gemini, I like how it was short, and then I like at the end how it said, I do my best to offer them a cup of tea. Because you don't know if that alien is gonna speak tea, right? If is gonna drink tea, excuse me. So like if you offer them that and they don't like tea, like you could get yourself into bigger trouble. So that's why I put it as number 3, because I don't think that would be the best solution of dealing with an alien that randomly came into your house. But for number 2, I put perplexity. And the reason I put perplexity as number 2 is, again, it's a 1-sentence response, so I like that. And then I like how it said it would probably be surprised, but it would try to figure out if it needed help. You know, if you go to an alien and say, hey, do you need help? Then that would probably make it less dangerous than offering them a cup of tea, because they don't know if that cup of tea is something they drink or not. So that's why I put it as number 2. And then number 1 is Duck AI. It was very similar to Perplexity, but what made it number 1 instead of number 2 was it said that it would try to understand what it needs instead of panicking, right? So you just stay calm. Even though this is really weird, stay calm and then try to understand what it needs, right? So that's why I put it as number 1. So again, the ranking for my AI services for this episode are the following. ChatGPT is 5, Typefully is 3, Gemini is 3, Perplexity is 2, and Duck AI is 1. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.